Life often feels busy and full, but is it filled with the right things? In today's story, you'll discover a powerful lesson told with just a jar, some rocks, and a bit of water. Simple, yet unforgettable. Stay with us. This might just change how you see your time and your life. It was a sunny afternoon in an American university. Inside a quiet classroom, a group of drowsy juniors sat through their philosophy and life course. They expected another hour-long lecture filled with abstract theories. But today, the professor walked in with a large empty glass jar. He said nothing. He simply placed the jar on the desk, and from a bag beneath the table, he took out a handful of large rocks, each the size of a fist. One by one, he gently placed the rocks into the jar until no more could fit. Then he looked up and asked, "Is the jar full?" The students nodded, smiling. "Yes, it's full."
The professor nodded, too. Then he pulled out a bag of small pebbles and slowly poured them in. The pebbles slid into the gaps between the rocks, filling the empty spaces with a soft clinking sound. "And now?" he asked. The class laughed. "Not yet." With a knowing smile, the professor picked up a bag of fine sand and poured it into the jar. The sand trickled down, filling every last crevice between rocks and pebbles. "Now?" he asked. The students chuckled. "Okay, now it's full." But the professor wasn't done. He brought out one final item, a glass of water. He carefully poured it into the jar, and the water seeped in, slowly rising until it reached the brim. The class broke into laughter and applause. But then, the professor raised his hand. His voice softened. "This isn't a magic trick. This is a lesson about life." He pointed to the filled jar and said, "This jar represents your life. The big rocks are the most important things: your family, your health, your dreams, your beliefs. The pebbles are the things that matter, but less so: your job, your house, your friends. And the sand, that's everything else, the small stuff. Social media, errands, texts, distractions." He paused and looked around the room. If you fill your jar with the sand first, there's no room left for the rocks. But if you start with what truly matters, you'll always find space for the rest. A quiet student at the back raised his hand and asked, "But professor, what about the water?" The professor's eyes lit up. He smiled gently. "All the water. That's love and kindness. It means that even when your life feels full, always leave room for softness, for compassion, for those little moments that make life feel like life. We all have the same size jar, the same 24 hours, the same chance to choose what fills our days. Some people stuff their lives with sand and wonder why they feel empty. Others start with their rocks and build a life of meaning, even with less. So ask yourself today, what are your rocks, and have you made room for them before everything else? So, what are the rocks in your life? If today's story made you pause and reflect, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you care about. And remember, your time is limited. Fill it with what matters most. If you like this story, subscribe for more gentle reflections and meaningful tales. Thank you for watching.